Well, this is very exciting. It makes me want to have a party. And a family gathering.
Actor Nathan Lane knew that his father's roots stretched back to Ireland, but the story of those roots had been lost. As we set out to uncover that story, we encountered something unusual. The Lane family came to America in 1884 on board a ship called the SS Furnesia. But this wasn't an ordinary ship. It was filled with what were known as assisted immigrants, a polite term for Irish people who were so poor that it seemed more effective to pay their way out of the country than to provide for their relief within it.
So they were kicking them out, in effect. They were assisting them out. They were showing them the door.
Oh, and it's just a nice way of saying it.
These assisted immigrants made up about half the more than 1,300 passengers. And on previous voyages of that ship, the Furnesia, the ship, Nathan, averaged 400 passengers. So 3 times as many people were crowded onto that ship to be assisted to leave Ireland.
My Lord.
We now set out to see what we could learn about Nathan's family back in Ireland. Records in County Kerry, where the family lived for generations as landless tenant farmers, suggest that they weren't exactly flourishing in their homeland.
Died 1st of May, 1878 in Clodanur, Honora Hallisey, 70 years. Cause of death, cough 2 weeks.
That's your great-great-grandmother's death record.
And she had a cough for 2
Yeah, for
weeks?
2 weeks, so, that was a sign of what the illness was.
A touch of consumption,
Could have been.
they used to say in the movies.
Indeed.
Oh, he had a touch of consumption.
But probably so.
Oh,
Could have
my.
been tuberculosis, which was consumption, or pneumonia. And you see that other name there, Bat. And Bat is short for Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Yes. Your great-grandfather,
Yes.
he was Hanora's son-in-law. And he served as the informant on her death certificate.
His mark occupier?
Yes, and you know what that means.
No.
It means he signed with an X, that he couldn't read and write.
Interesting.
So he likely got no education.
No.
And just went straight to work as a child.
Wow. That's a tough life.
Nathan's ancestors were fortunate in one regard. Irish genealogy is notoriously challenging because historical records are very limited. But Nathan's family left traces of themselves behind, allowing us to take him back to a wedding held in the township of Clodanur almost 2 centuries ago.
Dennis Hallisey, Honora Falvey, married. Witnesses, Timothy and Peter Sullivan. They're gay neighbors. They had a lot of brunches. A lot of brunches in Clonmore.
You just read the marriage record for your great-great-grandparents.
Yes.
In 1835. That record is almost 200 years old.
Totally amazing. It is a little overwhelming to look at all of those people and know that you're a part of them now in a way that I never realized.
Does it change the way you think about being an American?
Yes, this is what this country is based on. People coming from elsewhere,
Right.
coming here to follow a dream, to escape something, to find something. It's so much a part of this country's history.
Right.
And it's the basis of who we are.
Discovering the stories of our ancestors is a transformative experience, changing the way we see ourselves, our families, and our shared history. To see more incredible stories, click here.